And good evening, everyone. I'm Jonathan Higgins, and this is the Scanner Guys. And we've got a great show set up for you tonight. We've talked about this a lot, using a Bluetooth speaker with your scanner. We've talked about it, but we haven't done a full show on being able to set it up and be able to do it. So tonight we're going to talk about this in detail. So sit back and relax and enjoy tonight's show. Thanks for all the check-ins that I see, people all over the place from New York, Pennsylvania, Seattle, Washington, Toronto, Canada. Lots of people checking in this evening. Welcome to the show. We're so happy that you're joining us. So let's take a look at tonight's slide deck. So scanning with a Bluetooth speaker. So we're going to go over this in detail so you can kind of set this up maybe for your scanner. It's something that doesn't really cost a lot, and you're able to kind of bring that scanner audio to different parts of the house. And this is something that I do here. So let's take a look at this slideshow. So make sure you follow and like and subscribe to our social media as well: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at The Scanner Guys. Check out the website, thescannerguyshow.com. Shop our store on there. You can contact us and, of course, sign up for our newsletter there as well. Train Aficionado Live was off last week, but we're back on Wednesday, October the 18th of 2023, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. We do have a great show that we put together a few months ago, the Uniden BCD 160DN and 260DN. Everything a rail fan needs to know about the new releases of these scanners coming out soon. Hoping, sometime early in 2024. But they haven't told us officially when they'll be available. So here's tonight's topic of discussion. We're talking about scanning with a Bluetooth speaker, and I'm going to give you the directions and the details on how to be able to do that. Excuse me. So I was able to find this on Amazon, this 1M11 Bluetooth 5.3 transmitter receiver. I know that's a mouthful, but there is a link in the description if you're interested in picking up one of these for your scanner. So this is one of the components you'll need. It has a built-in battery that'll last for about 10 hours in transmit mode. And the range is anywhere from 32 to 50 feet of signal without obstacles. I've found in the house that I'm in right now, it works pretty well. I'm able to go into the neighboring rooms with no problem at all. It seems to work within that 32 to 50 foot range with no issue. And this is a Bluetooth receiver transmitter. As you can see there, there's a button, of course, on the top to power it on, and of course to press that button a couple times to actually pair the device to this device here. So it's small and compact. I can actually show it on camera. So let me just switch and show you guys. So here it is right here. It comes with, of course, a USB power supply cable, and then of course a stereo headphone jack. I've actually left this plugged in, so it's constantly powered, and it seems to work great. So you can either use it off the batteries and then recharge it, or you can just leave it plugged in and it's constantly powered. Mine looks slightly different from the one that's currently being sold, but this is basically the device here. It's got the on and off, the switch from transmit to receive. When you're using this with your scanner, you're going to be wanting to do it in the transmit mode, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. So let's take a look at that slide again. So there it is right there on screen. You could see the stereo jack coming off there, and it's and that comes with it along with the power cable as well. So for us as scanner enthusiasts, we're going to be using this in the transmit mode. So you're going to switch it to transmit. This allows you to be able to connect up your scanner up to the Bluetooth transmitter, and then it'll go to any device that's Bluetooth capable, such as earpods, headphones, sport headphones, and one of my favorite speakers, this Anker speaker. Now, what I love about this Anker speaker is it's Bluetooth, and it's got phenomenal sound. Uh, the battery, 24 hours of playtime, and it'll work up to 66 feet. So it's got some pretty decent range on there as well. So if you're looking for some more specs on this, on these devices, the Anker speaker and the Bluetooth transmitter, it is in the description. There's links down there so you can click on it. It'll bring you to Amazon and you can take a look at these two devices. But yeah, it's super simple. You're basically going to need a Bluetooth speaker. You don't have to purchase a Bluetooth speaker. If you've got one in the house already, you just have to pair it up to the transmitter, which is really easy. And you can use any one of these devices. So I'm going to recommend, and of course Joe Bearcat's going to love this. It's super simple and easy to use this with a Bearcat scanner, a base mobile that has a record jack in the rear, such as a BCT15X or a 996 or the newest radio when it eventually comes out, the BCD 260DN has a record jack in the rear. The great thing about using the record jack in the rear, that jack has a leveled audio. So it's perfect because one, it's leveled out, so you don't have to manipulate the volume. Because if you use like the external speaker jack on your scanner, you're gonna have to adjust the volume. If you have it too high, the audio could be overmodulated on the Bluetooth speaker. The good thing about using the record jack is you can ride the volume up or down on the scanner, and it's not going to affect the audio coming out of the record jack because it's independent from that volume knob. And I found it works really well. But like if you're using it on a 125 AT or any portable scanner like that, you're going to have to adjust the audio. I've heard some really great things, Paul, about the Marshall Bluetooth speakers. Phenomenal sound. I've heard about them. I do not own one of those. I have the Anker, and I actually have a Sonos speaker as well that I was given, from my workplace. They actually gifted to me during one of the Christmases, which was really nice of them. But yeah, you would connect up to the record jack in the rear of the scanner if you've got a Uniden that's got a record jack. If you don't, then what you're going to do is you're going to use the external speaker jack or the headphone jack. So you'll connect it up, using the transmitter, and you'll have it on transmit. And then what you'll do is you'll pair it up to your Bluetooth device. So it's really simple with this 1MII Bluetooth 5.3 transmitter. You basically put it into transmit mode is the step one, and connect it up to the audio device with the audio cable set to transmit. And then step two, you're going to press a long press until the LED flashes red and blue. That means that this device is ready to pair. And then you would grab your AirPods, Bluetooth, headphones, or speaker, and wait for them to get into pair mode and wait for connection. And then typically the Bluetooth speaker or headphones will beep once it's connected, and then eventually you'll hear the scanner audio, coming over the speaker. One other tip before I forget, if you are using the record jack, you want to enable on these radios to use the record jack, and to enable on each channel or talk group, enable recording. If you don't do that, you won't hear anything through the record jack. I forgot to mention that on that slide. That's a key thing. So under the channel or talk group menu on these advanced radios, you're going to basically select, when using the record jack, that it's able to send to the record to the record jack. You're going to enable that for each talk group or channel that you're using it on. So that's definitely a key thing. It will work on the 436 HP. You're either going to use the headphone jack in the front of the receiver, or you're going to use the external speaker jack. Scott, you'll have to adjust. Well, actually, the 436, you're going to use the headphone jack. On the 536, you would have the external speaker and the headphone jack. On the 436, yes, you're going to have to adjust the volume just so it's perfect for your 436. So yes, sorry about that. I was thinking about the 536, and I mentioned the external speaker jack. But yeah, I mean, most radios look like the rear of this radio here. I believe this is a drawing from the BCT15X that we're looking at here. But yeah, I mean, it's 3 steps, super easy to do, and you're able to connect to the device up to it. Now, here's the speaker that I'm using, and it works really well. It's the Anker SoundCore speaker. It's got 24-hour playtime. It's got 66 feet of Bluetooth range. So it's got a really strong receiver to be able to pick it up. And great sound. It's waterproof, Bluetooth, drop-proof, lightweight design, and built-in microphone. Probably if you were pairing this up to your phone and doing a call. But this Anker speaker, I really recommend it. It's really nice. I have one of these. It's actually in the other room. The reason for doing something like this, so these scanners that are sitting right here are actually connected up to a rooftop antenna. Unfortunately, I'm not able to wire in coax to the other rooms. So these scanners here are able to pick up the audio really well, or reception really well, I should say. And when I leave the room, I'm not going to be able to hear it, throughout the whole entire house. So having the transmitter along with a Bluetooth speaker allows me to take the audio somewhere else in the house. So I'm able to listen to the scanner, which is here in the office. I could listen to it in the living room. I could listen to it in the bedroom. If I've got enough range, I can listen to it outside, sitting outside. You're able to listen to it and have the great reception. Take for instance, I'm not always in this room all the time. So, I want to be able to listen to the scanner in a different part of the house. I basically will get one of these, plug it in, and then pair it to a Bluetooth device or a speaker, and the speaker can go anywhere, especially that Anker speaker that we're looking at right now. You've got 66 feet of Bluetooth range, which is really nice. The transmitter, they claim that this transmitter has 32 to 50 feet. So if your scanner, where you monitor your scanners, is centrally located in the house, you're probably going to be able to monitor it in neighboring rooms without a problem. Maybe in this house, the living room, the bedroom, and maybe outside, sitting outside, I'll be able to get some decent range. You're not going to be able to hear it down the street. And of course, keep in mind, like if, depending on how your house is constructed, that will also create issues as well with reception. For the most part, if you're using this device, you're more than likely going to have the antenna on the outside of your house. So it's not going to create any issues reception-wise. I mean, these scanners are connected up to an antenna that's over on that side of the house. So there's not going to be any issues with reception. You may have issues, like if you're doing something like this and you're connecting it up to here, you may have issues because this transmitter is right next to this antenna. But then again, you might not. Even on an SDS, you may or may not have an issue there as well. I mean, it just depends on what you're monitoring essentially. But yeah, I mean, there's pretty decent range on it. I found that it works really well. I mean, there's a room that's on the other side of this wall, and then there's another room on this other side of the wall. I have no issue, and I don't want it to go that far. I mean, I just want it to be able to, listen to the scanner in the neighboring rooms without cranking the volume up to 15. And it's great that the speaker, the Anker speaker is portable. So it allows me to carry the speaker from room to room to be able to do that. And it's battery powered as well. So certainly, that's a great benefit. And the battery does last a long time. I found, about a 24-hour playtime. And then it also has a nice receiver for the Bluetooth, about 66 feet in range that they're estimating. So in between the transmitter and the receiver, you're going to have some pretty decent range. The scanner audio, I think somebody asked about it, is really nice on the Anker speaker. I found it's nice and crisp and clear. I mean, I've used these Anker speakers for music, and it sounds great. I mean, it's an affordable speaker. And it works really well. So I've used this Anker speaker, and it's powerful. It's got nice volume. So, if you're in a noisy environment, you can crank this really up in here. It allows you to be able to use, a scanner that you may be using in another room. Or of course, this may be an option for, maybe your scanner is not right next to you in the office and you want to bring the audio closer to you. This is the best way to do it wirelessly. And there's the details on the speaker as well. So Chris is asking about when using the Bluetooth speaker, what is the audio level number for keeping it at, or do you use... So typically I'm using the tape out or record jack. As for, doing it through a regular jack, such as the headphone jack on the scanner or the external speaker jack, I'm going to recommend that you put it on NOAA weather radio, and then that's always transmitting, and then adjust the volume accordingly. So NOAA weather radio is constantly broadcasting. That's a great thing to be able to set up the settings on that particular, and adjust it so it's a good audio volume level on the Bluetooth speaker. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be something that you want to adjust to your liking. You probably want to make sure that on the Anker speaker that you don't have it cranked up to 15 or well, it's not numbered on there, but cranked all the way up. So probably have it at a moderate level, and then adjust the scanner speaker, and then of course you can increase the speaker volume on there. On this Anker speaker, there's a volume up and down on the very top, along with the power button, as you can see on the top of the blue speaker. But yeah, it's super simple, super easy. It's not very expensive. I mean, these Anker speakers go for about $30. The Bluetooth transmitter was about $30. You can find a wide variety of them. This is one that I've actually used and works, so that's why I recommended this one. I don't gain any money from either Anker or this Bluetooth receiver transmitter, just something I bought on my own and used, and it works really well. So, I mean, it's definitely a great option for being able to, get that scanner audio somewhere else. That is our topic of discussion tonight, scanning with a Bluetooth speaker. And you can kind of see the path, going from the BCT15X to the Bluetooth transmitter receiver. The audio goes through the air and then goes to the Anker speaker. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. We wrapped up that slide deck relatively quickly. Any questions that you have, feel free to post those in the comments now, and I'll be happy to answer those. We've got some great shows coming up, in the next several weeks. So we're really looking forward to presenting those. Of course, Trainer Aficionado Live will be back. I shot a whole bunch of video, and now I need to sit down and edit the video. So hopefully I'll be able to spend some time doing that. Let's Go Rail Fanning asking about my trip. It was nice. I basically went on this road trip. We traveled, my dad and I traveled back to the Northeast. So we drove all the way out to Maine, and we spent about a couple of nights in Kennebunk, Maine. We visited the Seashore Trolley Museum, spent a whole day there. And then we went to the Maine Narrow Gauge Museum. We explored a little bit of southern Maine. Then we made our way to Massachusetts. Did a couple of things there when we were out in Mass. Did some rail fanning. And then my dad and I made our way to New York, and then did some rail fanning along the Hudson River, which is the CSX line that runs basically from New York City up north. And then we had a couple of days in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Quick trip there where we did some rail fanning there. I got some really cool video of some of the trains throughout the trip. Not only up in Maine at the Seashore Trolley Museum, I got video of the Northeast Corridor with the Sellas and the Regional, and then of course the MBTA, and then of course some video of CSX, and then Norfolk Southern. So I hope to be able to put together several videos from the footage that I put together over the trip. Some of the photographs were posted on Train Aficionado's social media. So if you're on Facebook, follow Train Aficionado there. And then, of course, on Twitter as well. And then on Instagram. So definitely check out the social media. And those videos will be posted on the Train Aficionado YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. I did use my scanner. I had the 125 AT with me, which is a fan favorite for rail fans. And then also I had the SDS 100 with me, which I used for public safety, monitored some stuff as we were traveling, and so forth. Chris is saying, show topic, posting your live feed to a server using one of those thin clients or Raspberry Pi. I haven't done that as of yet with a Raspberry Pi. I would have to definitely invest in one and see about setting up one. That's something that at some point I could definitely try doing a show. That's going to take a little bit of, I'll have to purchase one of those and set it up and then do something with that. But that's a great suggestion. I'm trying to think of what else my dad and I did. But basically, it was a nice, relaxing trip. We spent a couple nights in each area and then drove our way back, of course, to Cincinnati. And then I'm not too sure what other trips I'll have in store. I hope to do a lot more little trips right around here in Ohio, so that'll be really nice. I do have a lot of videos, so hopefully I'll be able to sit down and edit the video and put together small video packages for you guys to watch. But yeah, some good stuff there. Let me take a look at a couple of slides, and then we'll return back to your comments and questions. So feel free to post those right now in the chat. I'm going to go through a couple of slides. So tonight's topic was scanning with a Bluetooth speaker. Hopefully this was kind of enlightening to get you thinking about how to get that scanner audio into other rooms. And this will definitely be a good way to be able to do that, using one of these Bluetooth transmitters, and then of course your favorite Bluetooth speaker. A lot of us actually have Bluetooth speakers hanging around. Maybe you want to dedicate a Bluetooth speaker to the scanner feed, and you could do the Anker Bluetooth speaker. So of course, we can't say enough about you guys. This show is brought to you by viewers like you. You shop the Scanner Guys merch store by visiting the scannerguyshow.com. We've got all types of swag on there: hats, t-shirts, travel mugs, and so forth. So of course that's certainly helpful. In each one of our videos, we do have the Scanner Master affiliate link. So if you're ordering online, use the Scanner Guys, purchasing things through the Scanner Master website using our affiliate link, or shopping our merch store. Train Aficionado Live will be back. We were off last week because I was traveling, but we'll be back next Wednesday, October the 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. A great video, in case you missed it, was our Uniden announcement, the BCD 160DN and 260DN. Everything a railfan needs to know about the newest Uniden releases. So you can check that out in the Train Aficionado YouTube channel. These radios are certainly great for rail fans, and there's a lot of great things that are in these radios, and this will be probably the future of the rail fanning scanners. My favorite, of course, is the base mobile, which is the BCD 260DN, because it's basically the 125 AT and a base mobile form factor. So definitely check that out on the website. Of course, I believe there's a blog entry for it on trainaficionado.com, and then of course the Train Aficionado YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to our social media here at the Scanner Guys. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Since you're on YouTube, make sure you give us a subscribe now. Do that right now, and don't miss a single video that we post. And also check out the website, thescannerguyshow.com. You can shop the store and contact us through the website and sign up for our newsletter. I try as much as possible to reply back to your guys' emails. If you are waiting for a reply back, I'm very sorry. I've just been crazy busy in between work and then this trip, was planning it, and then thankfully going on the trip. It was a well-needed time off for me. I see a lot of people, asking, questions about, about various things on here. It looks like a lot of people have already addressed those. Buffalo, New York. Dave is watching. We're certainly going to do a lot more shows in the fall here. I know you guys are starting to get settled in, for the winter months. So feel free to suggest show ideas to me. That's what I'm looking for. A lot of stuff we've covered, so we're trying to find different spins and trying to make it so, some new, fresh show ideas. So definitely let me know what you'd like to see on the show, and I can try to put together a broadcast for you. Yes, Brandon. You can connect up that Bluetooth dongle to a car stereo, which is definitely, you can do that. So let's say if you do have the scanner tucked away in the trunk, just so when people look in the car, they don't see a scanner in there. You can do something like that, or underneath the seat, so it's kind of tucked away. And then, use the dongle. Will work the same way. You'll press this long, hard press until it's flashing red and blue on this particular model. And then you would basically put your car radio to pair with the device. You'll see this device, and then it'll pair right up, and you can use the speakers in your car to be able to listen to the scanner. So yeah, you can definitely totally do that. So that's highly possible. So this will pair up to any type of Bluetooth device. As I mentioned, earpods, Bluetooth headphones, portable Bluetooth speaker. You can use it all as long as it's got the Bluetooth receiver in it. Yeah, you just pair this device up to that, and you're able to do that, and it's great. I mean, the great thing about it too, if you're traveling by train and you don't want to deal with wires, and you're listening to the railroads or what have you, maybe you have your scanner, in your backpack, and in the pocket where typically in the side of a backpack you may be putting a drink, like one of these things in there. Maybe you have your scanner there and you have this connected up to this. This is battery operated, so you charge that up, plug it into the headphone jack on your portable scanner, adjust the volume, put your earbuds in or Bluetooth headphones. You get to listen to your scanner. You're not disturbing the person sitting next to you. Works really well. ProScan, and so I recently just got ProScan, and I'm still learning, all about that. So that's definitely something that I can take a look at. It's really cool software for being able to, to see your scanner virtually on your computer, and then the logging of data is really neat. As for the streaming, I would have to look into that to be able to set that up. That's something that I haven't done with ProScan. Of course, I've set up over the years. I've set up on Radio Reference, feeds for that, particularly railroad feeds. So I've done that before in the past. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I can look into. Any other questions or comments before we wrap it up for this evening? But yeah, I thank you, everyone watching each and every week. I appreciate you guys asking about asking these questions about tonight's topic. Let me just take a look. Larry. Larry Van Horn passed away. He was big in the scanner magazines. Yeah, I did see something on social media about that. That's a huge loss to the scanner community. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Greatly appreciate, everybody that contributes to this hobby. Yeah, so backup power supplies. Yeah, that's something definitely we can talk about. I don't have a UPS device, but I've used, like one of those bricks, for your cell phone, one of those power packs to power my scanner. So let's say I was out and about, and I ran out of rechargeable batteries or alkaline batteries. You can plug that in as well. Chris Schultz mentioning about New York City, going to the big E, digital and encrypted, doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. I'm not too sure how well it's going to work. With encryption, you're dealing with decoding digital and then encrypting it. They may find that they run into a lot of issues being digital and encrypted when they go inside of buildings, or being in certain parts of New York. The radio, especially in the portable aspect of it, could be junk. So they may run into some issues when they go digital and encrypted. Because keep in mind, New York City is got a lot of tall buildings, so that signal is already probably tricky as it is with the city. And then adding digital, which is binary code, zeros and ones, and then encrypting that. So the radio is not only having to decode the digital, and it's either crystal clear or nothing at all, plus doing the encryption is another thing. You may find that they may not have much luck with with the digital and being encrypted. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens with that. Um, if when that happens, I'd monitored some federal agencies when I was living up in Massachusetts, and I heard them on the radio say flat out, "Turn the encryption off. I cannot hear you." So they went digital in the clear, and it worked. So that's going to be something that probably New York is going to face. They're going to be digital encrypted, and they're going to find they go into a certain part of the city or they go inside of a building and the radio is useless. So that's going to be interesting to see how it all works. I mean, you're thinking about, all the buildings is basically, building saturation. Whether the signal is saturating into a building, they're certainly not going to put a repeater in every single one of the buildings. And then, I'm not too sure they're going to put mobile repeaters in the vehicles as well. I mean, that could get very costly. But yeah, I mean, we can definitely have. What I should have is Dale Osborne on and kind of talk about, the issues with encryption. I mean, he works on that side of the fence when it comes to communications. He can kind of elaborate a lot more with dealing with encryption and then building saturation and everything, and see what his thoughts are. DIN mounting a scanner in a vehicle. I haven't done it personally. A lot of people have done it. They've been really successful at it. A lot of the vehicles nowadays, the radios are huge versus what they used to be. I never DIN mounted a radio in a vehicle. I've either, back in the day, my first vehicle, I did it under the dash mount, and then I ended up doing with a cellular cell phone holder with a suction cup. I mounted for many years the BCD 246. I had that mounted in one of my vehicles, and then I eventually did the Home Patrol 1 with the windshield suction mount. And then with my Toyota Tundras, I built a box that goes in between the passenger seat and driver's seat, because my shifter is on the steering wheel, so I have this open space in front of me. I built a box, and I basically mounted my various scanners I put in there. Currently, right now, I have a 536 HP in the truck, and I have it GPS enabled and all that. I mean, we could certainly do another mobile edition of tips and tricks for scanners. We've done several of them. We can do another one of those shows as well. Any of you that may have a mobile setup that you love and you want to share, email some photos to me. You can email those photos to me, thescannerguys@gmail.com, thescannerguys@gmail.com. So, asked about beta testing. We've signed an NDA, so anything that I'm beta testing it's not announced, I can't really talk about it. I know that we just came off of beta testing, which was announced, the 160 and the 260. I know Uniden is in the works of doing some other things as well. Nothing announced as of yet. But, as soon as we're able to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But, I'm sure there's things coming out in the pipeline. I know we've joked about a Home Patrol 3. I don't know if that'll ever come to fruition. My things with the Home Patrol 3 that I would like to see, of course, is the attenuator button gone from the main screen. Maybe encompassing the SDS technology inside the Home Patrol 3, and then allowing for upgrade for NXD and DMR, and I guess we'll throw in Pro Voice as well. Having that as an upgrade option is a few things, and see what they can go from there. I know a lot of people have on their bucket list, a remote head. Bluetooth on board on the radio. I mean, there's a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of things to keep in mind with things that are on the bucket list. And of course, Joe Bearcat's on here. So the great thing about you guys kind of being vocal on here about things that you'd like to see in a scanner, um, Joe can of course relay it to Uniden and say, this is what people are asking for. They're asking for, this and that, and then the powers that be at Uniden can say, all right, well, maybe we can consider doing that on the next model. I mean, the thing is, you guys demanding for things, there's a niche for it. As of right now, I haven't heard anything from Whistler, about anything being released at this point. I can tell you that I don't beta test for them. Danny Harmon, I don't know when he'll be back on the show. I can try to see if I can get him back on. He is going to be doing, scheduled for next month for the Cincinnati Railroad Club. He's going to be doing a presentation for them. So many different mounts that you can check out for a motorcycle or a bike. Not only for your cell phone, but there's other mounts that are out there that you can do something where it's got a clip that kind of closes in on the device, and if it works on the portable radio, you can get one of those and put it on there, and it'll close in on the device and keep it on there. So, which is really nice. There's even some mounts that'll use this connector on there, where you can just drop it in like this, and then it's nice and snug on there as well. So you can really get creative with even a carrying case as well. Yeah, Dale is wanting to get a remote head. I know he's been mentioning that. Yes, Jim, that's another huge thing. GPS without all the wiring is a big thing. But yeah, I mean, the thing with having some of this technology on board, of course, like Joe mentions, there's patents that need to be added or purchased, to have the technology. I'm sure Bluetooth is an actual patent, and they have to, of course, have that on board with the device. And you know what happens? You add that into the device, Uniden has to pay for using that Bluetooth technology, so in turn, the scanner price goes up. Same thing with NXDN and DMR. The reason being they're not included in the radios because it would cost the end user more money to get it ready to go out of the box. So what they've done for Uniden is they're trying to keep the cost down on the radio and then having you add those digital formats if necessary. Most people, are not monitoring DMR, they're not monitoring ProVoice or an X-Edge. So why pay for that if you don't need it? I mean, you're probably saving hundreds of dollars without having those on. And then, you're only adding those that are necessary. So that's basically the reason being that DMR, NextEdge, and ProVoice is not included in the radio because it's going to drive up the cost as it is. The scanners are expensive as it is. The SDS 100 and 200 are a beefy price tag. So as Joe said, why pay for something you don't need? I mean, the thing is, a lot of people will be complaining if it came with all of this and it's got a huge price tag. Everybody will be claiming, well, the radio's $1,000. So, it's just, how it is. I mean, this is other people's technology. DMR, NXDN, ProVoice, it's other people's patents and such. So they have to, pay for those things. And that's how, to offset it is basically, make it as options and you're only paying for what you need. So, bunch of great questions. For ham radio and CB, I don't know a ton about ham radio. I mean, I, of course, went to the Hamvention. I'm not a ham. I know a lot of you are probably going to say when you're going to become a ham. It's just I'm involved in too many things at this point. I do this show. every other Wednesday. I also do the Train Aficionado show every other Wednesday. I also work full time for a company. I also do some hours for Scanner Master. I'm not full time with them anymore like I used to. So I do some social media and email blasts. But there's a lot of stuff on my plate. So I've got not only I do the shows, I'm also a rail fan. I got a lot going on. But yeah, a lot of great questions, a lot of great comments there. Um, but yeah, definitely keep them coming. We certainly are looking for show ideas for both Train Aficionado and the Scanner guys. So definitely recommend those. Excited to be able to do some more shows in the fall. Uh, I think we're probably due for another shack show as well. I love looking at you guys' shacks. So if you want to send us, shack photos, email address is real easy. thescannerguys@gmail.com. thescannerguys@gmail.com. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us this evening, or wrap it up for me. I don't know why I keep saying us. Well, you guys are watching, so it's kind of, everybody. So I hope that you have a great evening. Be safe out there. If you're a rail fan, get out there while the weather's still warm. If you're in a climate where it's going to start dipping down to cold temperatures, of course, fall foliage is happening now. You can get some really awesome videos or photos, which I ended up doing in Altoona when I was out there, getting some really cool video of the trains traveling through with the leaves are changing color, which is really beautiful. Be on the lookout for those videos and such. So make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to the Scanner Guys social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Same thing, Train Aficionado. Follow, like, and subscribe to all that social media as well. Don't miss a beat. I thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Make sure if you're watching this after the fact, post a question or comment in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. And the biggest thing, make sure you subscribe. Don't miss a single video. And you know where to find us at Train Aficionado on all the social media, and the Scanner Guys, of course, is what we're watching tonight at the Scanner Guys. Well, thank you so much. Be safe out there. We'll catch you again next week on Train Aficionado Live. Have a great night, and we'll see you again.